Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we have a super special guest. This is the Wurkkos TD01. This is a new light by Wurkkos, just came out, and honestly this seems to be like the summer of Wurkkos, as they're coming out with a lot of new stuff. It's really exciting. And if you don't know much about Wurkkos, they are a budget brand company, but they are really starting to step it up. They started out making batteries, then to diving lights, and now they kind of went to EDCs, and this is a tactical light. You know, and that's kind of the direction it seems like they're moving in with this actual model, the TD series. Granted, you have like the TS series, and those are throwers, big throwers, and this is kind of similar. It's like these two mixed, but it's a little bit cheaper. It does have an SFT 40, so it's gonna run cooler for longer. Gosh, my dog keeps bumping the tripod. Sorry guys. But you know, with an SFT 40, you're gonna be able to have better run times. All right, let's open it up, take a look inside. So we have instructions, O-ring and a lanyard, and then USB-C charging cord, USB-A to USB-C. Now the main attraction, you have the light. All right, so really nice. My only gripe is there isn't a stainless steel bezel. I really wish there was, as that helps protect the head of the flashlight so much more. And if you're in a tactical situation and need to use this, it will hold up much better. But nonetheless, I mean, this is gonna break through glass just fine. All right, so it kind of feels similar to the TS30S Pro. And I'm sure you guys can see that as well. Like this new kind of knurling and machining. But either way, I really like it. It does remind me of an AceBeam L19. I don't have one, but the specs between these two is very similar. So look at that humongous head, and the head size, it's 59 millimeters. I honestly thought it was bigger, like kind of with the smaller body. I'm used to seeing bigger lights, like a bigger body with a head like this, but there's still a decent amount of heft to it. It's a solid light. It weighs 207 grams with a battery. It states that it weighs 200 grams without the battery, but I weighed it in at 207. All right. I'm not gonna go through the modes right here. I'm gonna do that when we go outside and we get some beam shots. And I'm also gonna compare it to my TS11s. So the TS11, I honestly hope that this has the same driver as these. I don't know if it does. And I'm not saying Android 2, I'm saying the way that it's driven. This puts out a lot of light for such a small light. I was getting 2,000 lumens with an 18350 VAP cell battery. So I measured this and it came in right around like 1,800 lumens. Granted, this is an older battery, so I don't know if a newer battery might yield better results. This might not even be that old. But either way, it's putting out a lot of light. Sorry. All right. So I think this is interesting, this new head design. I think it looks really cool. There's some thick fans, you know, for okay cooling. There's a decent amount of mass to this thing, which also helps with cooling. And I just wanted to show you side by side. It's about the same size as a TS30S Pro. Granted, this head is 55 millimeters, I believe, but it does have a stainless steel bezel, which that's really my only gripe with this thing. But they're about the same size. The TS30S Pro, or I'm sorry, the TS30S seems to be a little bit heavier. And this is gonna look like an LEP, this beam. So anytime there's a TIR optic, somewhat like this, you're gonna have a very intense and focused beam. You're not gonna have a lot of spill. I mean, sometimes you have none at all. The only exception with that is kind of like with the WK03. I ended up putting an SFT40 in here. And the beam's okay. It's not the best, but I understand why they used an SST40, even though I don't like it. It complements this light really well. So this has a more focused beam where the beam angle is 4 degrees. Whereas this could be something like 90 degrees so that it's shooting out, well, 90 degrees. So potentially, I mean, it could be 90, but realistically, you're looking more like 60 degrees of an angle. And then this is the new TD02. And just for comparison, I kind of wish they would have put a tail cap like this on this one, but either way, this is an awesome new light. It's tiny. All right, so Wurkkos claims 2200 lumens. It's not quite that much. You could get close at turn on, not ANSI. The eco mode, that's 30 lumens, and that'll run for 70 hours. The low mode is 150 lumens, and that will run for 15 hours. Medium is 350 lumens, and that'll run for 9 hours. High is 900 lumens, and that'll run for 4 hours. And then we have turbo, 2200 lumens, and that'll run for 2.5 hours. All right, and they're claiming 270,000 candela. So I haven't even taken this outside yet. I just wanted to get this review up so you guys can kind of see what it's like. So it does have USB-C charging, advanced temperature regulation, Type-C charging. I ordered it without the battery. Gold-plated spring. There's dual springs in the tail spring, which I like to see for the best connection. All right, so I have some drivers that might be similar to this. Anyways, I'm not gonna mess with it quite yet. So what's crazy is I actually talked to Terry, the owner of I think he's the owner, the head guy of Wurkkos. I talked to him about this light, like kind of when I first got into lights. I said, hey, if you built, so I'm a huge fan of the FC12, and I told him, like, if you built something with an SFT40, a bigger head, 21700 battery, tail switch kind of thing, you know, I would buy that in a heartbeat. And at first I was thinking like a little bit smaller, but he's like, yeah, so what about something with a bigger head? And I was like, yeah, that's sweet. And lo and behold, it's in my hand, the light that we talked about, like, I want to say back in February. All right, so it's a really cool light. If you guys have any questions for me about it, please leave it in the comments. Gosh, look at the size of that lens. It does have AR coated glass to protect the PMMA optic, TIR optic. I really like this. Like it feels really good in the hand. It's a little hard to carry. I do have a holster I can put this in, but it's not really like a pocket light with a head this big. Nonetheless, I can put it in a holster and carry it around. I might start using this light quite a bit. We'll see. I'm really excited about both of these. This is what I carry every day. I have 4 of these. And this, I don't know, this is smaller. Beam just isn't as intense, so that's what I don't like. I wish they would have went with an SFT40 and a reflector, a deep reflector kind of like this. But, you know, they did this for a reason. So with this optic, like the WK03, anyways, I'll talk about this later, sorry. I could talk about my lights for a long time. All right, so I'm gonna go over the UI outside and let's go check out some Beamshots. One more thing, I think the driver is a buck fet. So, I don't know, we'll see. Tests will be coming out. I'm kind of the guy that does the drone shots and a lot of beam shots. So let's get to those and then we'll wrap this up. Hey guys, I'm out here with the Wurkkos TD01 and right now I have it on the eco mode. So I'm going to explain the UI real quick. You have like EDC mode, which is what I'm in right now, and then there's a tactical mode. So in the EDC mode, you have 5 levels: eco, low, medium, high, and then turbo. And then if you triple click, it goes to strobe. Double click, goes to SOS, double click again, and it goes to beacon. All right, so single click to return. Now I'm going to switch it into tactical mode. You hold down the button for the side switch for 3 seconds. And it'll switch to high. That way you know, or I'm sorry, it'll switch to turbo. So now, anytime I turn it on, it's turbo. If I double click the tail switch, it strobes. And then from here, I double click, it'll go to SOS, double click again, goes to beacon. Single click to exit. So it has in tactical mode it's turbo, and then medium. But anytime you turn it on, in tactical mode, it's going to be in turbo, and that will blind somebody. So, I honestly think I should have brought the IF-22 out here to compare, but this thing would blow the IF-22 away. It's really no comparison. They're somewhat similar, but this thing is just so much more powerful. And something that I think throws further than the IF-22 is my TS11. So just to give you an idea of how much more intense the beam is, what the heck? So when you have it in TAC mode, what I didn't know is, let me turn these off real quick, is if you double click the side switch, it doesn't go to turbo. Like let's say you go to medium mode, single click to go back to turbo, double click for strobe. So I didn't see that in the manual, but anyways. Alright, so I just want to show you how much more intense the beam is with the TD01. Alright, whoops. So the TD01 is on the left, and then we have the TS11 on the right. So this little guy, I mean, it's hitting 600 meters. I can see the second pole. That's 600 meters. And this one is clearly lighting up the second pole. I don't know if you guys can see it from all the way back where you're at, but it's hitting it. So TS11, TD01. You can just see how much further it can throw. Just from there, you can see how much more intense the beam is. All right, so I'm gonna switch this back to normal mode. Whew, it's getting hot. Gosh dang. All right. So this is Eco right here. Low. And low is lighting up that pole, and that's 200 meters away. All right, here's medium. High. Then turbo. So if you can see this, the third pole down there is, I think, 900 meters away. It looks like it's lighting it up. Anyway, it's just a really cool light by Wurkkos for, I mean, I got this on sale for $35. So as you can tell, this is a crazy thrower. The beam is very intense, very focused, somewhat like an LEP, but a bigger hot spot. I'm not a real big fan of LEPs, even though I like throw, but I like a little bit of spill too. So that's honestly why I kind of stay away from these, but anything that Wurkkos comes out with, they've helped me so much. Getting started, that I want to support them in any way I can. They're a really good company, and the people will bend over backwards for you to help you, to assist you. So I really believe in this brand, and I have a lot of friends that believe in it, and I urge you to believe in it as well. It is a good brand. They make high quality products at a fraction of the price of the bigger names. And these are sweet little lights. They really are. They're a lot of fun. All right, so if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. It helps me out a ton. And I do a lot of flashlight reviews and modifications. So if you have any questions for me, just leave it in the comments. Go check out my other videos. Check out some mod videos. And that's honestly my new hobby now, is modification. I mod a flashlight almost every day, or build something new. And it's just a lot of fun. So please subscribe. You guys stay classy. Thanks for stopping by, and stay bright. I'll see you in the next video.